Hey, it goes 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now here we go.
Bro, what the fuck? Did the Sony fanboys just start joining the Taliban or something?
You know who I am. You don't know where I am. And you'll never see me coming.
So, what's up everyone? We're finally back to making fun of Sony fanboys. I never thought there'd be a time where Sony fanboy content was dry, and there wasn't. I just didn't get invited to the Halo Infinite beta, so I couldn't really give my thoughts on the game. But as you all know, the Sony fanboys have essentially created a terrorist organization called Pegasus Nation, and dear god, their site is just something you really can't make up. So first off, the front page of their site already screams low quality from how low res the GIF in the background is. And then you get to the actual content of the site. You've probably seen it already from a million different people covering the topic, but I just wanted to point out a few key highlights that come to my attention. First off is their quote-unquote weapons, which is just so entertaining to look at. I could just list them all and say nothing but put the Keku guy after, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Our weapons are #great, superior humor, advanced technical expertise, sublime video editing competence, encyclopedic gaming knowledge, extraordinary gaming skills, wide array of games played, fearlessness in the face of opposition, Twitter, and YouTube. And then they've got their merch store, which is just their base design on a bunch of shirts, which is cool and all, but where are the Pegasus Nation branded condoms? Come on, I want to be able to fuck both guys and girls with the power of the Jesus SSD and the PS5. But that's basically all I wanted to show to you guys on their site, because I have an actual video that I want to do still. So Sony announced that the PS5 will be having game trials, kind of like how Steam does it. Okay, cool. But Sony fanboys are acting like 2 games, being Sackboy and Death Stranding, are fucking curing cancer and going to kill Gamepass because you can play the first 5 to 6 hours of them for free. So enough bitching and let's see what YouTube has shed out today.
Hey, it goes 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now here we go. Hey, so look y'all, PlayStation is doing a lot of really cool things right now.
Like trying to force people into buying a deluxe version of a game in order to get both current gen and last gen versions of Horizon Forbidden West. Very cool, Sony.
And we definitely need to have that conversation. Hey, yay, what's up, Pegasus Nation? How is everybody doing? Hope y'all having a wonderful time.
One thing that I just noticed about pretty much every Sony fanboy is that they claim to be super good at games, but then when they have the opportunity to show off their gameplay in their videos, instead they use the PS5 trailers and put them on loop. Kinda makes you wonder, doesn't it? Or, if you're Malcolm, you'll show your gameplay, but leave in the parts of your Silent Hill gameplay where you fucking look up the answers to a puzzle.
However, I hope that you guys are finding creative ways to keep it gaming. I know how difficult it can be, but there is a way. There is always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Especially when you're surrounded by greatness, you will find a way to get that gaming time in. So I hope everyone is being creative and able to keep it gaming. All right, so I
knew Optimus Code was old, but I didn't think he was so old that he had fucking Alzheimer's and repeated what he just said not even 30 seconds ago.
We need to talk about something that's going on right now in the Pegasus Nation, in the world of PlayStation gaming, and that is Sony PlayStation is offering game trials, and this is a really big deal. Game trials is this new feature that they are adding, and to be clear, this is a feature of the PlayStation Store.
And they also have it on Steam, yet Game Pass still sells perfectly fine on PC, so I don't know how this is going to be something that kills Game Pass, but okay.
This is not a feature of any particular game. It is a feature that is intended to be part of the PlayStation Store. So let me explain what it is first. So what it is you get limited time to play a game. But there's more, because the developers reached out to me, and let me tell y'all this secret inside information.
Yeah, let me press a massive exit out for that. Some developers from Sony decided to reach out to some random no-name Sony fanboy with only 1.1k subs to give him insider information. But please, Optimus, tell us what this insider information is.
Late Friday, developers reached out to me and they gave me a few details about this game trial system. And the main detail that I think is relevant for Pegasus Nation is that Sony is doing these game trials of these two games. They are looking at the data and they are paying attention to how popular this is, and the reason why. Just a little inside information for you. What Sony actually wants to do is add a feature to the PlayStation Store so that any game that is in the PlayStation Store, you automatically have access to that game in limited capacity.
Yeah, I'm calling bullshit that Sony is going to do that for every game. Maybe all of their first party games. Even AAA multiplat games, I'd say probably not, unless Sony pays them a shitload of money to have trials on their console. I don't know, Optimus, this seems like something you might have just pulled out of your ass to finally say that Sony has something on Game Pass. Cause they tried the exclusives route, but that didn't work cause 90% of Sony's games can be watched on YouTube for virtually the same experience. Then they tried PS Now. When you look at the games on that thing, oh boy. And now they're trying game trials. And what's funny to me is that both Xbox and Steam have a system on their stores that's really similar to what you say Sony has planned, and that is the refund policy for those stores. Basically, if you buy a game, you can play it for up to 2 hours and own it for up to 14 days, and as long as you're under both of those time periods and you don't like the game, you can refund it, and that works on literally every game. So let's say you buy Cyberpunk and find out that it's a broken, buggy mess, you can refund that shit after you realize that and get all your money back. Sure, it's slightly more complicated than what do you think Sony has planned, but it's literally just sending a message explaining why you want the game refunded, and within 1 to 3 days they'll give you your full money back. But who am I kidding? Sony fanboys don't want to talk to people. Maybe this game trials thing is way better for the PS5.
So what that means is every PS5 game listed in the PlayStation Store, you have access to this game for...
Bro, what the fuck was that cut? There was just like a pause and then it got louder than the rest of the video was, and then it paused again and went back to normal. Not very sublime video editing, Optimus.
Some set hours that you don't even have to pay for. And you can access the game, try it out, see if you like it. And if you do like it, obviously you can go ahead and buy it. And if you don't like it, then you have saved yourself some money in this whole thing that they call buyer's remorse.
And literally the only reason this entire system would exist is because Sony basically hates refunds and they don't want to fix their refund policy.
Which, as many of you know, this is one of the reasons that a lot of the Xbox fans use to justify Game Pass. I understand that everybody have different budgets, but that whole line of thinking is like buying a game and trying to decide what game you want to buy is just so fraught with peril and danger that you just like on the edge of your seat, just shaking and trembling, scared to buy a game because you don't know if you're gonna like it, and you just never know what you're gonna do, and you was just shaking with fear and didn't know how you was gonna end up buying the game, and you just sitting there looking and didn't know what to do, couldn't go left, couldn't go right.
Yo, what the fuck? I think he's describing one of his latest strokes.
Couldn't go up, couldn't go down, just sitting there, just frozen, scared to buy a game. And then all of a sudden, oh, Game Pass to the rescue, and now I'm no longer afraid that I have to spend money on a game, and I can just play whatever I want, and now life is so much better now because buyer's remorse has been taken out of the equation.
I don't think anyone gets Game Pass because they think they'll have buyer's remorse. Both Steam and the Xbox store have refund policies I just explained. No, people buy it because it's a fucking good deal from how many games it can let people get into that they might have never tried without it. If people on Xbox and PC had buyer's remorse, they would just use the refund policy they have on the Steam and Xbox stores.
Man, stop it. Now, I do understand, like I said, that some people have budget concerns. I get that. I understand that. It makes perfect sense.
So if you just said the main appeal of Game Pass is that you don't have to pay as much for full price games and can instead just pay a monthly fee, how are game trials going to destroy Game Pass? That's like saying since there's music on YouTube, that stuff is going to destroy music services like Apple Music and Spotify.
This game trials that Sony is, basically this is just like a little prototype phase. So they're prototyping right now to see how gamers respond to this. And so what they are doing is they are prototyping with these two games, Death Stranding and Sackboy. They are prototyping a system where in its full glory, so say this prototype is successful, and I'm sure they'll roll out a couple of more, but if this whole thing is successful, what they want is to have just a feature of the PlayStation Store that if there's a game in the PS Store, anybody access the game digitally, download the game, play it without having to spend any money at all.
Or they could fix their refund policy, and if you don't like the game, you could refund it.
So you don't need to subscribe to Game Pass or anything like that. It is just a feature of the PlayStation Store.
Why the fuck would you subscribe to Game Pass for buyer's remorse if there's a perfectly fine and working refund policy?
Now, I can't be more clear than that, and this is an important detail. It is a feature, or it is an intended feature of the PlayStation Store. Once this thing gets going, if we give it positive feedback, that's where this thing is heading. It is a feature of the PlayStation Store. All right, so now there are a couple of questions out, and let me answer these questions. And I think that once I'm done answering these questions, then hopefully you'll have a clearer picture of what this whole thing is, what it is right now, and what it is intended to become.
What questions could there be? It can literally all be summed up with a single sentence. Game trials are free things on the PlayStation Store that let you play for the first 5 to 6 hours of the actual game. That should literally answer every question people should have.
All right, so the first question that a lot of people asked was, is it like game demo? The answer to that is no. No, 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 absolutely not. This is nothing like game demos. Game demos, and the reason they went away,
keep in mind, a demo is not the game itself.
No shit.
A demo is a separate piece from the game. It is a little area or level or whatever they decide to put in it, but it is a special piece that is specially crafted and created for the purposes of being a demo.
Oh my god, does he seriously have to define what a fucking demo is?
And with games becoming more story-driven, narrative-driven,
No, that's only Sony games. Plus, why would you care about how a game plays if it's entirely story-focused? And you might say, I want to know what the story is like. Then look up a fucking plot synopsis.
it is very difficult to carve out a piece of a demo because you need like proper pacing and you need to reveal things in a particular way at a particular time. And the whole notion of a demo is really difficult in that world because the demo has to be enough to get you interested in the game, but then also not give away stuff that ruin the story arc if you're playing the actual game itself. And that's why this is not like game demos. This game trial is the actual game itself. The developer does not have to do anything for this game trial that Sony is creating. And it was a feature of the PlayStation Store, and that's why I keep saying this. This is not a demo. It doesn't require any work from any developer. This is just a feature of the store. PlayStation is going to do this automatically.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody had gotten that idea already.
The developer, the publishers don't have to do anything. Gamers will have access to the full game. And any progress that you make in the game during the trial, that progress stays with you. So, in the case of Death Stranding, Director's Cut, you play Death Stranding during the trial, all the progress that you make, all wherever you are when you save, any items that you've unlocked, any special weapons and abilities that you've unlocked playing through the game trial, that's there. It stays with you. So that is the...
Why the fuck do you have to give your audience an example for something that you literally just explained?
The main reason why I keep trying to stress that this is a feature of the PlayStation Store. This is not a demo. Gamers get to access the full game. Developers and publishers don't have to do anything, so there's no extra work. So
I said the thing earlier of him having Alzheimer's as a joke, but now I'm actually kind of convinced from how many times in the video he's repeated himself. If repeating yourself just becomes too much of a problem, like how right here it very clearly is, just fucking write a script. It's so easy.
this is good news because, again, like I said, part of the reason that the demos went away is just it got to be too much work to figure out how to craft a demo that was representative of your game, and a lot of times it just was not worth the effort. So, this is not like demos at all. So, another question that popped up was, is this like EA Play? And again, no, absolutely not. It is not like EA Play. Why? Because EA Play is a paid service.
People weren't asking if it were like EA Play because EA Play was paid. People were asking if it were like that because, like EA Play, the game trials give you a certain set of hours to play those games.
You don't have to pay for anything. It's not a paid service. It is just part of the PlayStation Store. And again, like y'all gonna hear me say this at least 3-4 more times.
Damn straight.
Alright, and then the last thing was, is this like a free-to-play weekend? So, no. Also, no. It's not like a free-to-play weekend either because it's not limited to a specific weekend when you can try it out. So
it's not like that because they let you try it out for a month now rather than letting you just play it for a weekend? I mean, you could say how there is somewhat of a difference, how during the free-to-play weekend on Steam, they don't limit your access to the game, so if for some reason you decided to play the game in its entirety for the free-to-play weekend, Steam would let you. But with game trials, they limit your access. I love how he left that out because saying that part would make Steam look more pro-consumer than Sony, and as a Sony fanboy, that's not allowed.
Right now, the game trials is running now and it's running to the end of October. Now, but this is just during this little prototype phase. But that's okay, again, because this is just a prototype. What they are really after is anytime the game is in the store, I'll say it again, it is a feature of the PlayStation Store. If the game is in the store, you have access to a trial for the entire time that the game is in the store.
Again, there's no way in hell they're going to be able to do that, especially with all the AAA games, because if they were to do that, Sony would need to basically pay every developer to let them have game trials. Like, this entire concept of every game on the store having trials is really cool. It's just not going to happen. Because what about all of the multiplayer games like Battlefield 2042 that are multiplayer only but require a paid subscription service in order to play it? And also, there's Microsoft published games on the PlayStation Store now, like all the Bethesda games, which there is no way in hell Microsoft is going to want to let Sony have a free trial of all their games.
So, as I'm sure y'all can see, this is a really good idea. And again, it's in the prototype phase though. And so that's why developers reached out to me. It's like, hey, Code, make sure that you are letting people know what this is. Make sure you are publicizing this.
Why would developers reach out to some random irrelevant dude when they could do this with someone with over 1 million subscribers to get the word about this out to way more people? I don't know, guys. Seems like cap. And so basically the rest of this is just him saying, use these game trials, and that's about it. I swear to God, I probably cut out like a solid 7 minutes of this video because so much of it was just him fucking repeating himself. And I know I say this a lot, but it genuinely hurt to get through this from how much I had to find and cut out. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm fucking done with this shit. Like, subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.
What are you going to do?